Fellow customers, GPL welcomes this opportunity to be able to explain to you the current developments in the company and to detail our vision for the next 5 years, 2014 to 2018. In any electricity system, there are two critical sets of infrastructure. One has to do with generation and the other transmission and distribution. For us to understand what is happening now, I think it would be opposite for us to retrace what has happened over the last 20 years. Since 1994, we started a major capital expansion program. And to date, we have installed 85.3 megawatts of generating capacity in Demerara, benefiting over 100,000 customers. From East Bank of Essequibo, Road and Rust, right up to Mahaico. Total investment, $108 million US. We've installed a new power plant at Anawejina, a 4 megawatt power plant, costing $3.2 million US, benefiting consumers from Supernam to Charity. We've completed the construction of 2 additional engines, the installation of 2 additional engines in Wakanam, costing $650,000 US, and the construction of a new power plant and distribution system in Leg 1 at a total cost of $600,000 US. We have constructed a new transmission line from Garden of Eden to Sophia, costing $1.2 million US, a new transmission line from Kingston to Sophia, and from number 53 Village to Skelton, costing $2.3 million US. Over 500 kilometers of new networks to serve almost 50,000 new customers, costing about $34 million US. And we have recently completed the frequency standardization in Georgetown, inclusive of the conversion of our 22 megawatt Kingston 1 plant, costing a total of $11 million US. So since 1994, we have invested $112,450,000 US in generation infrastructure and a total of $48,500,000 US in distribution, transmission, and distribution infrastructure. Currently, we are investing $42 million US in the construction of a number of substations, transmission lines, and control facilities. I would want to explain what these facilities are intended to do for our customers in the various regions. In Region 3, we have completed the construction of our new substation at Edinburgh. We have completed a second substation at Vredenhoop. We have also completed the transmission interconnection from Vredenhoop to Edinburgh, and of course, from Vredenhoop to Georgetown. In Region 4, new substations are about to be completed at Sophia, North Rheinfeldt, Golden Grove, and Good Hope on the East Coast. We're also about to complete our new central control center, outfitted with a sophisticated supervisory control and data acquisition system. We have completed the construction of new transmission lines from North Rheinfeldt to Sophia and from Sophia to Good Hope. And we've completed the upgrading of our existing 69 kV substation at Good Hope. The substations which are being constructed now at Sophia, North Rheinfeldt, Golden Grove, and Good Hope on the East Coast are expected to come into commercial operation by the end of next month. In Region 5, we are also completing the construction of new substation at Columbia and the upgrading of the existing substation at Anvoac. We have already completed the construction of a transmission line from Sophia to Good Hope and from Good Hope to Columbia. In fact, the final leg of that transmission line from Columbia to Anvoac is also almost complete. In Region 6, we are extending a fiber optic cable from Skeldon to Number 53 Village, from Number 53 Village to Canefield, and from Canefield to West Berbice at Anvort. Currently, we are also constructing a new 26 megawatt power plant at Vredenhoop costing $33.7 million US dollars. Of this, we expect to expend, in fact, just over 26 million US dollar on the power plant itself, an additional 5 million US on the foundations, $1.5 million US dollars on a new wharf to receive fuel via marine tankers, and just over $1 million on the expansion of the recently completed Vredenhoop substation. The new power plant is expected to achieve commercial operation in July 2014. Because this power plant will be connected to the Demerara grid, it would impact the supply for all consumers in Demerara and Berbice. What is our vision for the next 5 years? Having completed the construction of 80.3 megawatts of generating capacity in Demerara up to currently, with an additional 26 megawatts expected to achieve commercial operation in a matter of months. What is our vision for the next 5 years? And let me speak to that vision region by region. As you know, GPL service is provided in regions 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And over the next 5 years, our proposals, our plans, our vision for the electricity system envisages developments in all these regions. In Region 2, we are proposing the construction of a new power plant at Regina, a 4 megawatt power plant, 60 hertz, projected to cost $6.5 million US dollars. We are also proposing the upgrade of the existing Regina power plant and conversion to 60 hertz, expected to cost $1.5 million US dollars. We are looking at the conversion and upgrade of the distribution network from Charity to Supernam, costing about $1.2 million US dollars. And of course, this will benefit consumers from Charity to Supernam. In Region 3, we have already signed a contract for 3 additional generators to be supplied, one for Wakanam and 2 for Leguan, with intention to commence a 24/7-hour service. We are also looking at the deployment of a second distribution circuit to serve consumers between Edinburgh and Road and Rust. We're looking at the upgrade of the low voltage networks in the entire region to the extent of over 100 kilometers of networks to be upgraded. In Region 4, the deployment of 12 additional feeders to improve power quality and reliability, the upgrade of over 350 kilometers of low voltage network, the installation of over 50 additional distribution transformers, the installation of automatic equipment to maintain optimal voltage, the installation of over 70,000 smart meters, which would assist GPL to track power quality and service interruptions. In Region 5, we're looking at the deployment of an additional 3 feeders to improve power quality, the upgrade of over 20 kilometers of low voltage network, installation of over 35 additional distribution transformers. In Region 6, our proposal is to construct a new substation at Williamsburg which would assist in dramatically improving the quality of power provided to consumers between Bohemia and number 36 village. We're looking at the expansion of the number 53 substation and its modernization to improve the flexibility of the link between Gaisuko's Keldon operation and GPL. We expect to take responsibility for the operations and maintenance of the 10 megawatts of Wärtsilä capacity at Gaisuko's Keldon factory. And we are looking at the upgrade of over 48 kilometers of low voltage network and the installation of 66 additional distribution transformers. In Region 7, specifically Bartica, we're looking at the construction of a new modern power plant at a new location away from the commercial and residential areas, and the upgrade of the entire distribution system to 13,800 volts. The cost of these investments. The generation investments over the next 5 years are intended to cost, or projected to cost, $19,802,000 US. The transmission and distribution investment is over $92 million US. Apart from the upgrade of the distribution system to address technical loss reduction, we are also proposing over the next 5 years to install more than 30,000 concrete and steel poles. The expansion of GPL's distribution system since 2004 has been phenomenal, and the continued reliance on wooden poles would create a maintenance challenge, a significant maintenance challenge in the coming years. To address this problem, we're proposing to use more durable structures, concrete and steel. So what are we proposing over the next 5 years? Our Anna Regina power plant, like I said, serves consumers between Charity and Supernal. Of course, the Anna Regina system is operating in isolation in what we call island mode. It means that the consumers in the Essequibo Coast depend entirely on supply from the Anna Regina power plant. This power plant was constructed in 1995. It is approaching 20 years. We have installed a mobile Caterpillar set to increase the generating capacity there from 4 megawatts to 5.4 megawatts. The peak demand on the Essequibo Coast is currently 3.9 megawatts. With the plant approaching 20 years, there is urgent need for a new plant to be constructed. The Essequibo Coast system is currently the only 50 hertz system we have in GPL. We intend to convert the system to 60 hertz, and in doing that, construct a new power plant. The new power plant and the frequency conversion will enable us to increase the distribution voltage from 11,000 to 13,800. In doing that, all the old inefficient transformers on the Essequibo Coast will be replaced by new efficient 60 hertz transformers. The low voltage network, as I mentioned before, would also be upgraded, and what we'll see is a transformation of the quality of service available on the coast. Consumers since 1995 have gotten accustomed to a reliable supply. We intend, with the investment in the new power plant, the upgrading of the current power plant and the distribution network, to maintain that tradition of a high quality service. In Wakanam and Leg 1, we have a scheduled service. We operate from 4 in the afternoon to 8 the next morning, and on weekends from Friday afternoon continuously until Monday, except if Monday is a holiday, we operate continuously until Tuesday. We have had requests coming from the Ministry of Education for the extension of service from time to time to facilitate IT courses at secondary schools on both islands. We have been working pretty hard for some time now to realize the resources to provide a 24/7 service. We now have generators here, which are being cleared through customs to be installed on both islands. 2 of these generators are going to Leg 1 and 1 to Wakanam. Wakanam would have a complement of 3 generators when this is done. Leg 1 will also have a complement of 3 generators. And with this infrastructure, generation infrastructure, we would be in a position to improve the supply on both islands from a scheduled service to a 24/7 service and to bring it on par with consumers in other locations in Essequibo. In Region 3, the decision to construct a new power plant at Vreeden Hoop is based on many considerations. As I just explained, we are currently in the process under the Infrastructure Development Project, constructing a transmission grid from West Demerara to East Demerara and from East Demerara to Berbice. This transmission grid would allow us to move power from plants, any power plant in Demerara and Berbice to any other customer in Demerara, Berbice. The construction of the plant at Vreeden Hoop would allow us, if perhaps we have to do maintenance on the single link between Georgetown and Vreeden Hoop. There is a submarine cable that has been installed since 2000 last year to link Georgetown to Vreeden Hoop. If in fact we have to do